Hi everybody, and welcome to item number 6 in my version of my attempt at the 100 Things Challenge. This challenge was started by Crazy Rebecca from Dances with Pitbulls, and I leave the link to her video in the description box. Now, I was looking at videos and stuff on YouTube during the week, and I noticed that there's a whole kind of glassine bag thing going on at the moment. And they can be quite tricky to get and a bit dear to buy. So I had to look around the house to see what I could use as a substitute, and I found these yokes. These are Glad paper sandwich bags, and these were what Mr. Snippets used to use when he worked, but alas, he's retired now, and he only uses these when he's going out for the day or something like that. And you get about 60 of these bags. This is what they look like. You get about 60 of them for €3. And I know that brand, Glad, I think it's fairly commonly available. But most places have the sandwich bags or lunch bags. Now these ones they're almost 5 inches by, I won't count they're 5 by 7.5. Now I've also cut them in half. If I can find where I've cut them in half. I've cut them in half and made smaller versions. I've just cut them in half, and that's a gusset here. They are gusseted, so there's plenty of room in them for using them for racks and for putting things in. So this is what it looks like when it's cut in half, the ends turned in and used, for a smaller size. Like, you can decorate these and have fun with them. If anyone wants a more detailed video, right, I'll go up a bit, about how I do this. Sorry about that, I have this tripod thing here and I'm just trying to get used to it. If anybody wants a more detailed video about how I do this, how I cut them in half and glue them, I'll do it. But the main thing is to realise you cannot use double-sided tape to glue your edges with these style of bags. There's some sort of a coating on them, and you have to use PVA glue, something like this, Aleene's tacky glue, or as long as it's PVA glue, good strong PVA glue, it'll do fine. So the first thing I did with them, I'm working on the full-size bags now. I haven't got around really to doing anything with this smaller size. And I better tell you what size my half size turned out to be. They're roughly 3¼ inches wide and almost 5 inches long. So there's no need really, if you just to use the big size and the small size, there's no need to go buying these expensive glassine bags online from these envelope places that sell envelopes. So the first thing I did with my bag was to run it through an embossing folder. Now I have a whole other video about embossing bags, sandwich bags and brown bags, etc., etc., and I'll put the link to that in the description box. I did it as part of one of these collaborations where we were using our punches. As you can see, it's got lots of little butterflies and stuff on it. I forget exactly whose embossing folder it is, but you can use any embossing folder. I found the bigger ones worked best, but for the smaller bags, any size embossing folder will do fine. So I embossed them first of all, and then I got at them and kind of, altered them. So the first thing I did, sorry, I have a cold that has kind of gone to my chest at the moment, and I am squawking, but I'm not giving up making videos or that, because I'm not giving in to the squawk. The first thing I did was to age them and give them a vintage look by rubbing a used tea bag. I didn't soak them in tea, I just rubbed the tea bag across them, and this makes them look vintage and kind of old. Now just a minute, I need a darker background. Sorry about that. Now you see it. This is what it looks like. It comes out of the bag raw and naked like this, and this is what it looks like after a little rub of your damp tea bag. Here's another one, which I dried this one in the oven, and it gives it a kind of a blotch look. You can wipe the tea bag straight across them and you get this kind of nice even look like that one, or you can just dab it on and get kind of blotchy tea bag effects. Now this might make some people's stomach turn, but you know, it does give that old look. And here's another one. This is really, really simple and easy to do. And here's another embossed tea bag. Then the next thing I did was I got out, another tea bag. This is lightly kind of tea bagged. Then I got out Buffet, this stuff here. There's lots of versions of this on the go, and I rubbed it over the embossed tea bagged, my version Glassine bags, and this is what happened. This bag here, it has been, first of all, it has been embossed with this design, and then it has had the Buffet kind of lightly rubbed across it, and then it has a flower added to it. So it's aged, it's kind of dickied up a bit, and it's ready for any gifts or whatever. Now, I can do more decorating on it, but that'll depend on who I'm sending it to and what it's, you know, what it's for really. So here's another one. This one had gold Buffet now rubbed on it. And flower added to it. Same here, silver Buffet rubbed, a bit too much of it on it, but it has been tea bagged and buffeted. This one was, what did I do to this one? I embossed it, and then I rubbed Distress ink on it, and then added a flower. So you can use Distress ink on them as well. And the Distress ink stain I've been using on these bags is, I think it's weathered wood. So you can see it gives this kind of grey silvery look. And those two, they're more or less the same, and those are flowers I painted. Those three are all done with painty flowers, and I was just looking for something to use them up with. And then, sorry about this folks, but here's another one. Same thing again, flower. I made that flower that's supposed to be a gardenia or something, and there it has been tea bagged and it's been given a rub of Buffet. Then, sorry about this for everybody, but this is for all you pink lovers. This is an embossed bag with silver Buffet and some worn lipstick, Distress ink rubbed on it, and one of my lace butterflies. Nice and flat so it can go through the post easily, but there is loads of room in these lunch bags. Look, I mean, they're meant for a sandwich, good thick sandwich. So I did another pink one for all those pink lovers out there. That's just the same thing, just worn lipstick rubbed into, I think that's the deboss side of the bag. There's no Buffet or any kind of wax, shiny wax used. I'm trying to think of the other version of the Buffet that people use. I think it does begin with an I. Oh, I forget. Anyway, little flower centres glued on. No panic, no problem. And this one has, I think it's old paper or something like that, Distress ink rubbed on it. There's some shabby paper, old paper, something like that. Another one of my gardenias on a die cut. And that's all. And show you some of the highlights. So very easy, very quick, very cheap for €3 and some of your leftovers and your offcuts. You know, you can decorate a bag and a few embossing folders and off you go. You could also cut the bag down, say about to 3/4 of the size, just cut it across here into a square and decorate it as well. But so off you go. There'll be loads of these in the shops now because kids are going back to school. And I used to get a kind of a version of them that was more darker. It was the more organic version, but dead cheap and very easy to do. No excuse for not making a pile of them and having them ready for gifting or for Christmas. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back fairly soon with number 7, which involves the inside of kitchen paper rolls. So there you are, your viewing for the day sorted. So thanks for watching, mind yourselves and enjoy yourselves. Bye.